load of.
You must be joking, right? How you doing, boss man?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm abnormal as ever. Abnormal.
Well, that's what makes this so good. Okay? If you were normal, nobody would be interested.
That's true. That is very, very true.
Yeah, normal is overrated anyway. I never fit in. So.
Well, I don't know. I'm into NORML, the National Organization for the Reformation of Marijuana Laws. Yeah, all about it. I support NORML.
Well, I've never been too worried about the marijuana part of it. Most everybody I know are stoned. Me, I'm bad enough on pure air. So.
Pure air. Is that like Purell?
Perrier.
Perrier. My water is French.
Yeah, whoever figured that one out, man? You carbonate water. Now
put it in a green bottle.
Yeah.
Give it a French-sounding name.
Yeah, and then sell it for a freaking fortune. And people actually buy it.
Yeah, and they've the Perrier.
Yeah, Perrier.
They were in the game for a long time before PepsiCo and Coca-Cola and Nestle jumped on that bandwagon. They're like, holy crap, they're giving us water for free and we can sell it for $2 a bottle. We're on it.
Yeah, it's funny because Perrier's been out long before they started bottling water.
Like Perrier was out when I was a kid.
Yeah,
so
yeah. And people were buying it then.
Yeah, I specifically remember my mother used to buy it to mix with a wine, because a homemade champagne basically.
Yeah. We used to. I don't think my parents ever actually bought it, but I do remember them getting it.
You've seen it in the house.
Yeah. And I think my dad actually put it in with his booze.
Yeah, because like I said, my mom, she would get a couple of the bottles of the Perrier, a thing of cranberry juice, and a thing of wine, and she'd be like, "You can't have any of this." And I'm like, because I like cranberry juice. I'm always on my period.
Well, cranberry juice is good for you.
It is.
It's good for your bladder and your kidneys, your all your digestive system.
Yep.
So
people laugh at me when I drink a lot of it, and they're like, "Oh, you on your period?" I'm like, "No, I got kidney stones, jerk."
No, my hemorrhoids are flaring. You want to take a taste?
Yeah, here, you want to? Can you look a little closer for me? I can't figure this out myself.
Yeah, my hemorrhoids are flaring. Can you put your teeth on there so I can kick you in the chin and lance it?
Nothing like a lanced polyp.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, some of the bars I remember going to when I first turned 21.
Yeah, they had it.
They had, people would go in there and let the designated drivers
would drink the sparkling water. Yeah,
and instead of getting a Roy Rogers or a Shirley Temple or something like that, they would just.
Well, I mean, if I'm not drinking at the bar, I'll either have water or soda. I don't go for the what do they call them, virgin cocktails. Yeah, so I can't.
Yeah. Well, see, I never did really care that much for the sweet stuff anyway.
Yeah.
That's why I married my wife.
Bitter. Bitter.
I like my women like I like my coffee.
I do too. Kind of hot, kind of tan, kind of sweet, a little bit rough around the edges, but definitely ready to swallow.
Yeah. See, I like mine like this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hot, wet, and bitter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Nah, she's good. But anyway.
Wicked.
Yeah. In case she ever sees it.
I'm lucky. My girl don't watch nothing I do. She's like, oh, God.
She can't walk with her head up if she does.
Right? Can't believe you said that out loud.
I can't believe you had.
We've been together this long. I just say shit. Now, filter? Don't have one.
Now, when I would go out to a bar and everything, I would have. In fact, even now, I'll go out to a bar, but I don't drink the sweet stuff. I never did like it. I always ended up, just drinking until I was done, and then I'd switch over to coffee and water. And, since I drive for a living, I don't want to lose my license
Right.
just yet.
Right.
So, I'll go ahead and, I'll go to a bar, get there around 8, 9, 8:30, something like that. And I'll have 3, maybe even 4 beers, depending on
how long
thirsty.
you're going to be there.
Yeah, well, no. Once I get to the bar, I stay until they close. Yeah, because that's part of my schedule. Unless there's a bar next door or just a couple of doors down that I can walk to.
Oh, man. I had a friend, and when I first moved to Tacoma, we did this thing, what we call dive bombing. That's where you go into every dive bar on Pacific Avenue, and you have just one drink.
Uh-huh.
I'm here. He's over by the Shady Acre Airport. We couldn't make it to 160th without just being so tanked we had to call a taxi or his sister or someone to come pick us up, man. There's so many dive bars between here and there. It's amazing.
Well, I used to live in White Center.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Me too.
And I lived on 17th and 104th. Okay. And I would walk from there into Bar Row. Okay.
Yep.
And I would start, let's see here. I would start at Marv's Broiler, and then I'd go on down to the Triangle Tavern, and then to the White Center Tavern, and then I'd work my way back up the other way. And back then, they still had the Epicure, which was there on, what was that, 90 or 100th and 16th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So had all of Bar Row going on down. So you passed the Apothecary House, and then everything was was a bar. So you had the Hideaway, you had the J&J, you had all of them.
Oh yeah.
The Glendale, which was a biker bar, and just all the way on down to. By the time I'd make it to the Apothecary, or not the Apothecary House, but the Epicure.
Okay.
I was tanked, and most of the time I might only buy 2 drinks. I drove cab back then, so everybody knew me, and so I'd go.
All right.
Yeah, so I'd hit the bar and everything. I'd go in there and I'd sit down, and somebody would buy my drink. And they might buy me 2 or 3.
That was like Saturday. I went out to Bremerton. They called me to come do some comedy, and I walked in, and bartender's like, "You put your wallet away, buddy." And I don't remember leaving. I probably shouldn't have drove home. But I made it.
That's the important.
That's the important.
Now, of course, the people you ran off the road and over the bridge, they might not have made it, but you did.
Yeah, go through the toll booth with the card out my window and just let it... Did I get it?
Oh, I don't even bother with that. I'll pay the extra $1 just not to have to stop.
Oh, man. I would, but... I'm cheap. I'm frugal.
Right now, I've got the little, the
good to go.
Yeah, good to go pass. I got one on my bike, got one on my truck. So
GTG, baby, good to go.
Just straight on through. But
so I noticed when I came in, you had the old billionaires list out.
Yeah.
You dreaming? You thinking about getting married? What's going on?
No. If I was thinking about getting divorced, I might think about being a millionaire. But no, I was looking at this deal in the Daily Mail. Okay.
Oh, the Daily Mail. But you can't lie about the numbers.
That's spelled M-A-I-L, not M-A-L-E. There's nothing faster than the U.S. mail. When it's spelled M-A-L-E.
Pregnant? I'm out of here.
Yep. Anyway, it says Facebook stock ends its devastating plunge after Mark Zuckerberg lost $30 billion.
Yay! Couldn't have happened to a better robot.
That's billion with a B. Yeah. Okay.
30 billion.
Now the cool part is that he lost $30 billion, but
Musk.
Yeah,
Bezos.
Elon Musk actually found 20 billion of it, and Jeff Bezos found 4 billion of it. So it's nice that it wasn't all lost.
Yeah, but it's interesting to me.
I would like to find the rest of the stray stuff and put it in my account, though.
It's interesting to me how they consider their wealth, because I'm wondering. I mean, because it's all on paper, right? So I mean, when you count Elon Musk's wealth, do they put in all his Bitcoin holdings and all his external holdings outside of Tesla, plus his Tesla holdings, plus his 7 houses, plus whatever his parents left him, kind of thing?
I doubt if they do that. I do believe that what they're thinking of is liquidable assets. Okay, so that would be cash,
gold, coins, stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be virtual
something
currency.
You can turn over right now.
Yeah, so yeah, if they got Bitcoin and everything, that's probably part of it because it would be on paper.
Yeah.
Okay, and then but most of it would be in the stock from their businesses.
Because I find it interesting how much Bitcoin they're called whales, and I know that Musk is in a group of whales that own a ton of Bitcoin.
Well, that's probably why he's with them, because otherwise he'd want to be around skinny women.
It reaches a marker and they sell, and then everyone gets terrified and they sell all their Bitcoin because they see it dropping, and then these whales pick up that Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then they wait till it gets to another marker again. It's just like they're making money off of the scared and the poor.
Well, that's what they've been doing ever since this pandemic thing started too.
Yeah. Oh
yeah. So nothing's changed.
I don't know.
But yeah, it started out. I found it really funny because it started out with the top 10 list of billionaires, the 10 richest people in the world.
And old Zucky, he was number. What is it? The richest people in the world? Because I would think there's a lot more foreigners on that list. Like, I mean, Saudi princes, Saudi kings, a lot of people in Japan.
Yeah, we're talking about billions.
Yeah,
not millions.
No.
So
Saudi princes are worth way tons.
Now, this is supposed to be the world's wealthiest list. Okay, the wealthiest people in the world, the top 10 billionaires in the world is what it's saying.
I would Google it to double check, because I think there's a lot more than just those people there, and I think there's people with more money than them.
Well, that could be, but either way,
But there's that list.
Yeah.
From the Daily Mail. Zuckerberg number 8 on the first day.
Yeah.
Not even in the top 10 on the second. Couldn't happen to a better robot. F that guy. Guy wants to be a goddamn tyrant.
Well, yeah, that's just it. I mean, the one thing that I really hate about the guy is his insistence on denying the First Amendment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. His idea of fact-checking is only by asking the government and their lackeys, is this good to print?
Correct.
Okay. It doesn't have anything to do with actual facts.
Nope.
I mean, hell,
they even busted their fact checker, their Snopes or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, I got such a kick out of this one picture that was on Facebook. It was a picture of the steering wheel, and you know how they got those little bumps on there, on the steering wheel. It was just a joke saying that they put that on there for blind drivers. That was Braille. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious, right? So I'm laughing, and I put that out there and everything, and I get a deal back from Facebook fact checkers telling me that was not accurate.
Well, of course not, you jerks.
Yeah, it is a joke. What is wrong with you people? And they've done that to me, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different times, different jokes, and it just irritates the crap out of me.
Oh man, I'm so happy I haven't been on Facebook in forever. I'm just like, yes. Well,
I still get a kick out of a lot of the stuff on Facebook, and there are some videos and everything that I really like, and this kind of stuff. But as far as taking anything serious off of it, except for something like some of my friends, and
food and cat pictures, those are the only true things.
I don't even worry about those. Little videos of the dogs, or videos of the cats. I saw one the other day that was funny, and now I'm not a cat person per se.
Me either.
Okay. I do like them around for
I do
mousing.
like me some pussy, but I ain't no cat person.
Yeah, well, I like them for mousing and, for keeping them mice and the rats away. But
click on their eyeball.
But
oh, not that kind of mouse.
Right, yeah. The four-legged mouse.
Oh.
Or three-legged if this black cat catches them. And this little black cat over here, man, it tears rats and mice up.
Nice.
It doesn't just kill them. It disembowels them.
Nice.
And the legs are over here, the head is over here, the intestines are stretched out somewhere between.
Nice.
You know, I mean, it just tears them out. You know, I almost stepped in some of it once, and it was like, whoa, shit, you know, good kitty. But anyway, but I saw this video where this woman had the liquid whiteout sitting on the counter, and the cat sees it on the counter, and it's up there on the counter next to it and everything, and it started to go like that, and she goes, and she goes ahead and she picks up this stuffed animal, or first she had this rag with something in it that she slammed on the counter, you know, and it got the cat's attention. Then she took this stuffed animal and everything, and she took her skillet and she started pounding on it. And then she put it in the skillet and pretended that she was cooking it, you know, this kind of stuff. And the cat stands up and everything and pushes it back from the edge of the counter. I had to laugh. That was funny, you know. Yep, that's one way to do it. But yeah, but yeah, that's the only, you know. But I go on there. I talk to my friends, you know, or you know, my classmates, see what they're doing, you know. It's kind of depressing because at my age everybody's kicking the bucket, you know, but there's a couple of them and everything that are actually, you know, winning the battle against like cancer and stuff like that, and I keep hoping that they do actually win, you know. I feel fortunate that I'm not in that condition,
yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah,
but
it ain't no joke. Even the mildest is no joke, man.
Yeah, so you know, but that's the only reason that I still even bother with Facebook, you know. But I've never really been what you would call into the social media scene.
Yeah, no, this is it.
Yeah, when MySpace was out, you know, I didn't even bother with it. It was just...
Well, see, I liked MySpace because at the time of the MySpace, I was in a local band, and we had some pretty good music, and it was we would post something, and then we'd see that someone liked it, and we would see where they were in the world.
Yeah, you told me.
And then we would just go ahead and start connecting with people in that area to try and get more likes and listens and all that stuff, and it worked for quite a while. Then all of a sudden, gone. Yeah, you spilled all over my shirt.
Well, two problems. One is, evidently, I do have a drinking problem.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And second of all, how in the hell do you miss a target this big?
Boss, I've had this same mouth for 50 years now, and I still miss.
Yeah, well.
And I mean, same mouth, and I can still bite the inside of my cheek and bite my tongue. It's just like, really? You haven't learned by now how to navigate that area?
Yeah, you'd think, because I'm 62 years old, you know, and I actually bit my tongue in my sleep the other day. It woke me up.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't know why. You know, it wasn't like I was dreaming I was eating a hamburger or something, you know. But right on the tip of the tongue.
Ooh.
Just, you know. Don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of like dreaming that you shit your pants and then you wake up and find out, oops, that's the sheet.
That wasn't a dream at all.
Yeah, it was, because I wasn't wearing pants.
It was not a dream. I had a dream.
Just joking. That has never actually happened to me.
Oh, I've shit my pants plenty of times.
Oh, I was talking about the sheets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have sheets. I just shit right onto the bed.
Well,
Mama's not happy about it, but whatever.
Well, that's because you need to remember to back up next to her.
I was the little spoon and I pooped all over her. Yeah, it doesn't make me sad when billionaires lose money, especially when they're assholes like Zuckerberg.
Yeah, but you know, I find it so funny that, you know, even though he lost that much, first of all, he still got that much.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's not gonna hurt him. He would have to lose everything to hurt him, because he could lose all of his liquid assets and still be rich.
Oh yeah.
Everything would just come right back.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me that any of them actually have that much money. And who in the hell is Bernard Arnault?
I don't know.
Got no clue. He's number 2, right behind Elon Musk.
Bernard Arnault.
Yeah. 197.5 billion.
Because who's the
on Tuesday and 194 billion on Friday.
Who's the stock guy?
I don't know.
Man, I can't think of his name right now.
Sergey Brin. He's number 6. Larry Page,
Who's
number
that?
5. Warren Buffett.
Warren. Where's he?
Number 7.
Really?
Yeah. Larry Ellison.
Because Warren Buffett, he gives stock tips and stuff, and sometimes they're good.
Well, evidently. He's got 115.6 billion
Yeah.
on Tuesday. Let's see here. Where is he here? Warren Buffett. He's still 114 billion on Friday. So he actually lost 1.5 billion. Somewhere in between there.
I wonder what happened, because
The stocks dropped.
well, yeah, but I mean, that's whatever. My stocks are heading back up right now. I just looked at them this morning, but it's like when they do a quantitative easing,
Yeah.
means they print more money. And I say print, but really these days it's just computer. And when Biden's new thing passed and they started printing more money, that's got to be reflected in these people's holdings, because they have so much money that the devaluation shows in what they're holding in their liquid assets.
Well,
because our dollar was worth a nickel in 2019, and if 7 billion gets printed, or what is he's doing 1.3 trillion, isn't he?
Well, no, he was trying to get that new law passed for what in the hell?
The infrastructure.
Yeah, but it didn't all go through.
No, but so instead of 1.3, it was 7 billion something, 70 billion, whatever. But still, that devalued our dollar even more. It's worth about 3 cents right now.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to have to go to the store and find this out.
Store?
Yeah. Because if it's $1 for 3 pieces of Bazooka Joe bubblegum, you're right.
Well, it's a fiat currency. It's backed by faith. I have faith in the government that they're not going to screw us over. Ha! So yes, you can take the dollar to the Dollar Tree and get a dollar item with the dollar. But if you look at the actual value of that piece of fiat currency, it is not 100 pennies.
No.
It is 3.
Yeah. Well, I was just joking for one, but back when I was a kid...
You must be joking.
Yeah, right?
Right?
No, because back when I was a kid, for a penny...
You can get 3 Bazooka Joes.
3 Bazooka Joes, yep. For a nickel, you could get those wax things that were filled with Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those.
Yeah. You could get, for a dime, you could get a 3 Musketeers. It was this long, this big around, you know.
Yeah, a real 3 Musketeers.
Yeah. Milky Way, any kind of candy bar you wanted was a dime.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Pearson salted nut rolls, Heaven in a wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one there was a dime, and it's still to this day my favorite candy bar of all time.
Yeah,
and
now,
Pearson's, if you do want to be our sponsor, I would be proud.
We'll eat them live on camera.
Yeah, you want to send me one a week? Send me 3, and I might actually get one of them because my wife and daughter like them too. But they're so much better than Payday.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're so good. But they came out with just the nut roll, and it's not salted, so you know my blood pressure doesn't shoot up. But it's still really good. You know, good stuff. But yeah, so anyway, you know, I thought about trying to get a beer company to sponsor us or something like that. But, Pearson Salted Nut Rolls wants to kick in here. Let's take it.
Well, it's not hard to get Jack Daniel's sponsorship. Basically, you just got to ask them.
Oh, well, in that case.
Whereas with Ampeg, when I was trying to get them to sponsor, we had to be doing 15 shows a month, and we had to be traveling and shit.
Oh, that's another. Now, here's something for you guys to all pitch in about.
Yeah, send us all $1.
That wasn't what I meant by pitch in, but okay. But no, what I was going to say is, see, I am planning on, when the weather gets better, into doing remote shows, okay? Which means that I need 2 other people to help me do this.
Okay.
I need one to stay here and work the radio show, do the live broadcast, and then I need one to go with me to set up and actually carry on the conversation, because what I want to do is start working the truck stops. Actually sit in the truck stops or around, on the sidewalk by a truck stop or whatever, and set up and everything and broadcast, have it playing, and then talk to people and everything live, and, just...
Rubber duck, you got your ears on?
Yeah, there you go.
Break 8. We got some trouble on I-5.
Yeah, except they don't do that too much anymore.
Not anymore, no.
No, it kind of went by the wayside with the CBs about the time that Smokey and the Bandit was done with their second one. The third one, almost nobody bothered.
They made a third one?
Yeah.
Why?
And that was the question.
It's like they made a Cannonball Run 2. Why?
I think they made a third one of those, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But, the first one, of course, was the only one really worth watching,
right.
And, but, yeah, after that, I mean, people kind of got off the CBs, and stuff, because we always had a CB going, We'd talk to the truckers. Truckers would talk to us,
Oh, yeah.
And, if you needed help, you called on the CB and a trucker would help, or somebody else, and, nowadays, the truckers cannot stop to help you. 2 reasons. One is they're liable to get hijacked, and they know it, so they won't, okay, unless there's more than one of them there, And for the other one is they're so limited.
Schedule is so tight.
Yeah, they're so limited on the amount of hours and time that they got to actually work and drive, they can't split it up like they used to be able to.
Right.
So now once they start, the clock just keeps running, and so they have, if they stop, they lose time. And since
time is money to a trucker.
Well, time isn't as much money, but mileage is, because most of them get paid by the mile.
That's still time.
Yeah.
Time on the road.
Yeah. So if they get stuck in traffic, by the way, assholes, if you see a truck and you cut them off and you make them come to a stop, especially before a hill, you just cost that man or woman a lot of money, because now they've got to try and get it up to speed again, and it takes them a while.
Get it up.
They're wasting fuel, and they've just lost money, because the faster that they are able to travel, the more money per hour they make. Now, you think about it, if you're doing, if you're getting paid 50 cents a mile, which is actually pretty good for considering what they're getting paid now.
Yeah.
When I was doing it, it was 24 cents a mile.
That was still more than they're making now.
Well, most of them are actually up, into 40 plus cents per, and some of them are even 16, 70 cents a mile.
Drive local, home every night.
Yeah. And by the hour, but if you're only, but if you're doing 20 miles an hour and through traffic and you're getting paid 50 cents a mile, you're not making crap. You're well below minimum wage.
You're wasting gas.
Yeah, that's it. So and at 60 miles an hour, okay, now you got it. But you're still only making what, $30 an hour.
And that's if it's a constant 60
right.
for an hour.
Yeah, and every time they got to go up a hill and it slows them down, that is dropping back down again.
Yeah.
So, average, they're making about $15-16 an hour on a good day.
Right.
So don't cut off truckers. Plus, your car weighs between or truck, if you have a good sized pickup, you're looking at between 3,000 and 7,000 pounds.
max.
Right.
For a big truck, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just the tractor without a trailer is about 11,000. Okay. Or no, actually it's more than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess it depends if it's one of the big nose ones or if it's the flat one.
Well, it also depends on the year that it was made, because now they're trying to make them lighter.
Yeah.
But if they're running a C15 Cat engine, and they got a 13-speed transmission, they're almost 10 tons.
Yeah, and
to start.
A 1996 so Peterbilt probably weighs twice as much as a 2016 Volvo.
Oh yeah, So you're looking at almost 20,000 pounds empty without a trailer, But they're actually licensed to 80,000 pounds, and most of them are fairly close to top load, because that's how they make their money. Mm-hmm. So that would be kind of like putting a newborn baby standing up, okay, and having Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he was in his prime, come running at him. That's about what it's going to be like for the truck to hit your car or your pickup.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen full-size pickups like an F-350 or a Dodge 3500.
I've been watching on YouTube for the past 3 days just compilations of car wrecks, and the other day I said, well, let's see what the semis look like. Holy cow.
Yeah, you can't even tell what it was they hit. I mean, I saw it was. They said that it was a Dodge 3500 4x4. Okay, I saw the grill. That it still looked like a Dodge.
Okay.
The bed was wrapped around underneath it.
Ooh.
Okay, and it was kind of rounded around like that, but the grill was still sticking up.
It was a good grill. Too bad the truck wasn't made out of the grill.
I saw a smart car. This was funny.
Oh man, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw a smart car that decided to cut in between two semis just as they had to slam on the brakes because somebody else cut it. Yeah, it looked like it just had more meat on the bumper. Mm-hmm. There was nothing there, So yeah, it's very dangerous. So don't mess with truckers. They need help. But anyhow, what I was getting at was I would like to go around and promote the station to the truckers and and this kind of stuff, and maybe get them to where they can start calling in and sharing their stories and this kind of stuff. So
seems good enough.
But I'll need a couple of people, so
So yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Getting some perspective from people that are always on the road.
Yeah.
You saw that thing in, or did you see that thing in Ontario where the truckers made a stand, and now the mask mandate has been lightened? Yeah.
But you understood why, right?
Well, yeah.
Because they were being penalized for not being vaccinated. Then they were trying to be told that they could not have their own business and run it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they had to wear a mask in their truck.
In the truck, alone in the truck, got to wear a mask. What?
Yeah, this is their home. These guys drive over the road. They live in the truck day in, day out, and they're going to be penalized.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I've told you before about being in Laramie, Wyoming, when they were trying to enforce the no smoking rule.
Right.
They tried to give people tickets for smoking in their own damn truck. This is my home. No, it's your place business. No, it's my home.
It's both. Now get the F out.
Yeah, my office is up front. I live back here.
Exactly. Exactly.
Get out of my business. I do reserve the right to serve anyone, and that includes you when you're writing me a ticket. But yeah, so.
But it was nice because the people backed them.
Well, yeah, but then you know why, right?
Well, because they wanted stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be able to eat. Yeah. And buy that new TV.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And and people have finally figured out that the truckers and the farmers are the two most important groups in the world.
Yes.
In our country. That they are our economy.
Which is why the government tries to take over all the farms they can every chance they get. Because if you control the food, you control your serfs.
Yeah.
And we are serfs.
No, you are.
I'm a surfer. Let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how.
Come on a safari with me. With me.
No, not SURF. SERF. Surf. Surf.
Yeah.
Surf.
Yeah, well, I'll never be a serf. Never knew how. That's why I never did join the military.
You're an effing surf right now. Both of us are.
No. Well, in a manner of speaking, I have to agree with you because we both have our female masters.
You know who's not a surf? Those 10 people on that billionaires list. They aren't serfs.
Yeah, they are. They're controlled by money.
Well,
every thought that they have.
They definitely always have money on their mind 100% of the time.
Yeah. That's like my wife. But the difference is they've got it. She's trying to figure out how to get it.
Tell her to start scamming on the internet.
But yeah, I can't be a thief. That just doesn't work for me.
If they're giving it to you, you're not stealing it from them.
Well, no. But
now coercion is theft. So if you promise pussy for money and don't deliver the pussy when I give you the money, that's coercion.
No, that's scamming. That's a lie.
It's coercion.
Yeah. No, if they say give me your money or else I will beat you to death, that's coercion.
That's threatening.
That's coercion.
Coercion is, hey, if you give me some money, I'll give you some favors.
No, that's bribing.
No, that's lobbying.
Okay. No, that's not. You have to be in D.C. for that.
Oh.
It's bribing here. In D.C., it's lobbying.
Everywhere outside of the Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, which is funny because Washington, D.C. technically isn't even a part of the United States.
Yeah, it's not a state.
It's got a senator, though.
Yeah, it's got a governor, too.
Yeah.
Actually, though, when you think about it, it's got a lot of senators.
Yeah, 535. Too many. Too many.
Yeah, and a lot of them live there. So.
Isn't it weird how many of our U.S. Government officials are what do you call that? Dual citizenship, and a great majority of them are dual citizenship with Israel.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Not really. Because as long as they're dual citizenship, especially with Israel, now they have a way of hiding their
anything valuable.
Yeah,
their assets. Their
assets. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, but as long as they're there, that their assets are invisible. Yeah, there's no. We cannot force Israel to show them or show us any of their stuff because we still have to be friends with Israel.
Yep. Yeah, who knows why, but whatever.
So, but yeah, it's just funny the way things kind of work that, But
so Joe Rogan, did you watch that stuff?
Joe Rogan
has a podcast. He's a MMA guy, and he's also a comedian, and he has a podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, and he had a couple of different doctors on there who had different opinions than he did. And number one, Joe Rogan Experience is for entertainment. Right. Number two, he's just having a conversation. Right. Number three, he has opinions, and he has people on that have differing opinions, and I've seen him change his mind because they sought out facts. And I mean, on the internet you can find anything to corroborate whatever your opinion or your thought is.
Your point of view, yeah.
But he seems legitimate in that he looks for multiple sources to get multiple points of view so that when he reformulates his opinion, because I've got this opinion. Oh look, look. Okay. And so he reformulates his opinion, and
knowledge is power.
The best part of the last thing that happened was he was like in his opinion there was a greater chance of getting a heart condition if you took a vaccine than if you didn't take the vaccine for the new Omicron variant or whatever. And so he had this doctor on, I can't remember if it was the guy that actually did the mRNA uh, 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 build, or if it was just another guy. But no, it was the other guy, because the other guy was like, no, it's. I mean, you have a risk of it, but it's less if you get the vaccine. He was like, no, I think it's the other way, and they fact checked. No, but yeah, so he'll reformulate his opinion based on actual facts that he and in this case a professional in the field suss out.
Okay, well,
but what they did was they took 10 seconds of a 4-hour program and said, oh my God, he's passing misinformation, which is why Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and all these other
are
shit old useless people pulling their shit off of Spotify, thinking they're making a difference. Now, don't get me wrong. Neil Young was always
a waste of time anyway.
Well, no, he was always outspoken, and he had he made stances, and he was used to be anti-establishment. But see, now it's cool to be pro-establishment.
Oh yeah.
And so he's like, oh, he's trying to make himself relevant again. And Joni Mitchell got on that train with him, and so these other people. And it's just like, on that little 10-second blurb, because they took 10 seconds from the one when he was talking to the doctor about the mRNA, and one was talking to the other guy about the vaccine, and the one about with the guy from the mRNA studies, excuse me, that guy literally said, well, in my opinion, the vaccine really isn't that good. And immediately everyone called him an anti-vaxxer. And he is absolutely not an anti-vaxxer. He just said he didn't think that the Merck vaccine was that good compared to the other ones. And they just but they took that 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And just blew it out of proportion.
Yeah, well, to put it into perspective with a lot of other ways, the news outlets,
the media,
any of the media, the way they do anything is a lot like churches and the way they do things. Okay, they'll
cherry picking.
Yeah, the churches will go ahead and they'll give you a service. They'll decide what they're going to talk about before they kick it in. And then they'll go through and they'll find all kinds of scriptures. But what they do is they take part of the sentence or a sentence out of a paragraph and to verify what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that with any book. Just pick a sentence out of whatever, and now you can make it sound like it's saying anything to agree with you.
Yeah, like I said.
And that used to tick me off so bad that I got to where I would write down every scripture that they would throw out, and then I would go back and read the whole paragraph. Or if I needed to, read the whole book. If they threw in 2 or 3 scriptures out of the same book, I would read the whole dang thing just to make sure, because most of the time it was out of context.
Oh, yeah.
And that used to make me so mad, It's like, why are you guys doing this? Okay, that's like, coming in at the end of the conversation and just catching one side of the conversation or both sides towards the middle of the conversation. Now you don't know what started it, how it ended, but you know that there was something in the middle that was so juicy. Now you can tell everybody, and it's nowhere near the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But there's 2 sides to every story. There's your side,
and the wrong
there's
side.
my side, and then there's the truth.
No, but when it comes to the vaccines and this kind of stuff, I have heard from multiple experts.
Yeah.
Okay, about the people that have no health problems. They've been very healthy. They were athletes or whatever, and they got their vaccine and they ended up dying from heart complications or something like that.
Yeah.
The day after the vaccine, this kind of stuff. And, I have anybody that is not employed by somebody that is trying to make money off these vaccines or something like that, and that actually has an education. I have not heard one of them say, yes, this is the only possible way or the best way to go. Everybody that has something to do with the establishment and that are making money from it or working for somebody that does, they're the ones that says, yes, this is good.
Yeah.
Okay. But anybody that does not make money off of that, and that does not work for somebody that's that's making money off of that. Everyone I've ever heard has always been able to point out and prove, that that this is what's going on and that it's not right.
Yeah.
There's better treatments. There's better whatever. Or take zinc, and you now you ain't got to worry about it anyway because it helps you keep from getting it. And yeah, it's just I'm sorry, I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
I'm not anti-vax. But I've never gotten a flu vaccine.
Well, I've gotten a flu vaccine.
Never gotten the flu vaccine. And see, here's the other thing.
But I waited for the first 10 years at least.
It's a virus. It's never going away.
Right.
It's going to always mutate and be new.
Yeah.
Because the flu that we used to worry about is the Spanish flu from 1918 until 2018 when all of a sudden we got the new virus.
Yeah.
Because the influenza virus and the SARS coronavirus are two completely different viruses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can get them both. And if you get them both, woo, you could really get screwed up. But according to the CDC, you have to have 4 serious comorbidities for corona to kill you, is what they keep saying. And it's like, I mean, I've got 2 of them. I'm overweight and I'm, high blood pressure, but it's the thing I like about the signs on the road is they no longer say that we're going to stop it. They just say vax up and get your boosters, because they used to say we can end this pandemic. And we can end the pandemic by just stop calling it a pandemic and start calling it the new flu.
Yeah.
Because the trucker guys in Ontario, well, the Surgeon General from Ontario was like, well, listen, it's going to be here forever. We need to learn to start living with it.
Yeah, that's
just like we do the Spanish flu, which is what the flu is.
Yeah, you know what is funny to me, okay? Now, I'm not saying that COVID and all this kind of stuff is funny.
I am.
But
weed out the weak.
Well, that was what started it. But the weird part is in 2018, okay, January 20 of 18, my daughter came home with it, and she was so sweet. She passed it on to me and Mama.
Oh,
okay. So we all
the gift
got
that
it.
keeps on giving.
Yeah, and the weird part was, see, now this was the 3rd year in a row that I had the flu vaccine. I had just gotten the flu vaccine, in fact, when she came home with it 2 days before I got the vaccine.
But see, you got a flu shot.
Right.
You didn't get a COVID shot.
Right.
Because the influenza is completely different from the SARS virus.
Anyhow, so we all ended up with it, and we were miserable. Okay?
Right.
It just tore
2
us
weeks,
up.
just
Yeah, it seemed like it took forever to get over. And with me, I don't care what happens. I can have pneumonia or whatever, and I can still function until my nose starts running.
Oh, yeah?
Once my nose starts running, I'm out for the count. All I'm doing is blowing my nose. My face is falling off, So I hate it, Anyway, so we went ahead and we had that, and then in March, everybody's going, oh, COVID, and it's so dangerous and this kind of stuff. So my wife, she works at the hospital. She got so scared that she was going to quit her job.
Yeah.
Okay. And so she ended up getting a leave of absence, so she stayed home for almost 3 months.
Okay.
Okay. Me, I just kept working, but I'd go ahead and I bought the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
And I would put it in a spray bottle, and so when I'd go to work and everything, before I got in the truck, I'd spray down the truck, and whatever. I would wear gloves, and I would put on the mask if I was going to be in a room with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Since I started reading and listening to these others and doing my due diligence and my research, unless I'm going into the grocery store, now I still put gloves, the rubber gloves on, surgical gloves. I put those on in the morning when I'm doing my pre-trip on the truck and when I'm doing my yard audit because I have to open up these trailers.
Right, you're touching everything.
Yeah, but and I don't know who's doing what.
Right.
But then the main reason is because with my regular gloves, my hands still manage to get dirty, and I don't want to mess them all up. So I put these on. It keeps my hands clean. I still have the dexterity that I need to do what I need to do, and I can still write and all this kind of stuff. Now I'm done. I take them off, and that's it for the day. Right. All day long, the only time I put on a mask is if I go into the break room, because company policy is if you go in the building, you got to mask up.
Yeah.
Now that's in the main building. Now in the guard shack, where I spend most of my time if I'm not outside with everything else. Now we're all in there. Nobody's wearing a mask. And nobody's coming down with anything. Inside the main building where they're wearing masks and where so many of them have got their shots. They keep coming down with it.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but I keep I'm talking to other truckers all day long. I'm going from one trucker to another, and we're probably 3 feet from each other while we're talking. I mean, I don't get close enough to kiss them, but I'm not staying 6 feet away because you got
to be able to hear.
Yeah. So, but we'll sit there and talk. Every once in a while, one of them will have a mask on, but most of them just they're in groups, and they're all standing around talking,
Yeah, because don't get us wrong. If it makes you feel safe, get the vaccine, wear a mask, stay 6 feet away.
Yeah.
That's what freedom is. Yeah, you have the choice to protect yourself.
Yeah.
From others.
The only reason that I wear a mask is because it makes other people feel better. Okay, that's when I go into a store. I don't really care. Now my wife, she cares. So especially with her, I got to wear a mask. Well,
I wear a mask at the store because I don't want to deal with any of the Karens outside of the actual employees or Karen employees.
Yeah. See, all I worry about is okay, well, these people want the mask on, so okay, fine, I don't care. As soon as I'm out of the store, it's off.
Yeah. Well, today I went to Fred Meyer. And I left in such a hurry because Mama needed coffee before she went to work that I didn't have one with me. But, walk in. They got them right there at the register. Thank you. Boom. Mask on. No problem. No one said, oh, you can't wear it. Got a mask. No problem. And when I was working at the construction place, to be compliant, I had to wear gloves and mask and do the alcohol wash in the morning and in the evening. And it was just like, yeah, whatever. Hey, these are your rules, and I want to keep my job.
Yeah. And it's no skin off my teeth.
No.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Put a goddamn mask on if you want to go to the store.
So now...
Or if you don't want to wear a mask at the store, go to one that doesn't require you to wear a mask because they're out there.
Yeah. Hell, I went to not Circle K, but AMPM.
They still have Circle Ks?
Yeah, there's a couple of them. But there's an AMPM over here and everything in Puyallup, or Frederickson.
Okay.
And I went in there and everything because I had to pay for my gas up front, so because I didn't have any in the bank, but I did have a $20 bill. So I went in there and everything, said I wanted 20, but I had my mask on. They got a sign on the door that says mask required to enter.
Man.
But I was the only person besides the clerk that was standing behind the plexiglass that had a mask on. Everybody else in there, no mask.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything. They didn't seem to care. I don't care.
Yeah.
But because the sign says you've got to wear a mask, I put my mask
Yep.
on. And but I went to the chiropractor today. Thank God. And
no, thank the chiropractor.
Yeah, amen to that. By the way, I am doing an interview with the man. He
All
did
right.
agree. He's funny. But on the front of their door.
Side note, he cracks you up. Oh!
Yeah. That was punny. But every time I go see him, they got the sign up on the door and everything that says mask required, And so you go in, you got the mask on and everything, and the girls at the desks, or at the counters, they got their mask on, and everybody's got their mask on, And he'll be in the other room, and they'll put me in my room and everything. So I'll sit there, and wait. And as soon as he comes out of the other room, hey, how you doing? And he'll go ahead and he'll close the door, and both of us mask off. We do what we're going to do, and everything. We talk and we chat, and he snaps me, and sees how many times he can put my head in my ass, because I'm
at least 3.
Yeah. But then we both put our mask on as we go out. And then once I get out the door, I take the mask back off. But to the point I was originally getting to, which was about 6 hours ago.
Right.
Yeah, was that since January of 2018, I haven't caught it again, and yet everybody is so paranoid about all this, and I don't wear a mask when I'm around most people.
Yeah, but the paranoia, just like rage, is manufactured.
Yeah.
It's manufactured. And the best way to keep it going is to say, in this pandemic, it's a pandemic. It's the goddamn, it's the new flu. It's here to stay. It's going to kill who it kills. It's going to hurt who it hurts. And the rest of us, the rest of them, people are going to be fine. That's just how it is. That's how nature works.
Yeah,
I wish they would bring back survival of the fittest.
And just like you and everything, I do have
a
slight.
I'm overweight. I got high blood pressure, and I'm mentally retarded. So I've got 3 comorbidities.
Now that would not be politically correct.
Oh, should I have not said morbidity?
Because you're still alive. But no, I've known several mentally challenged individuals.
Oh, I'm not challenged. There's nothing up there to challenge.
Yeah. I was going to say you're mentally incapacitated.
Yes.
Not mentally challenged. But that's why I was.
There's no stimulation there.
That's why I was just going to say, that you shouldn't use the word retarded because, retarded is where it's still going, but
I shouldn't use because if I say retarded, it means that I had been tarded at one point and I'm doing it again, and so since it's just been continual, I'm just tarded.
Nah, because like I said, retarded would make it to where you're firing, but not on all cylinders.
Yeah, there we go.
Where your cylinders are all stopped.
The engine has seized.
Yeah, you're just coasting.
Put it in neutral. Go downhill.
And we're going downhill.
It's all downhill. There ain't no more uphill. But yeah, it's I'm not a doctor, so I can't give you advice, but I can definitely tell you, do what makes you feel safe.
Yeah. Well, just
because
whatever.
Did I tell it on air that when I was at the store today, the lady yelled at me for having my mask down below my nose?
No, I think you just told me that.
If I put my glasses on, because I don't need them all the time, and so if I'm wearing a mask and I put my glasses on, as soon as I exhale, boom, fog. So I pulled the mask down about here, and I look at something, and then I do that, and I put it back up, and this lady yelled at me, and then she went to her husband. And he said to her something and pointed at the shelves because they needed an item. And as she's grabbing them, she starts coughing. She pulls her mask down and starts coughing all over everything on the shelf. Luckily, I have a friend that worked at the store who does security. And I was like, hey, do you see this? And she's like, oh, that's disgusting. You people need to get out of the store now. And
and then go walk over there and spray everything.
But see, that's what doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know.
So, we're all at the store with our masks on. Dirty hands, touching the vegetables, picking up boxes and putting them back. There's no one following us around the store making sure everything has been sanitized as each person touches it. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, this doesn't matter if you're still doing this.
Yeah, well, the funny part is if you think about it, because when the COVID thing first started going, we would go shopping, and my wife and I would wear gloves. Okay, my wife made sure that we had our mask on and we had to wear the gloves. So when we touched anything, we had the gloves on. I wasn't allowed to take my gloves off until everything was in the truck, and then I could take them off and throw them away along with my mask.
Do like a lead abatement because you got a gooseneck.
Yeah, and then when we get home, I'd have to put another pair of gloves on. And then grab the bags and everything and start bringing them in. She would be in there with the disinfectant wipes wiping down the bags, then wiping down each item.
Mm-hmm.
Vegetables in the sink, wash those off, and that's what we would do.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I mean, we go to the store, nobody's wearing gloves, we're still wearing our masks because that's what required, and then
mandates aren't laws.
Yeah, we go ahead and we buy what we're going to get, we come on home, and she's still picky about washing the vegetables.
Right.
But we don't wipe down the cans of soup or beans or whatever, We don't wipe down the eggs. We don't do, do anything like that. It's just, okay. And we're still not coming down with anything. I will admit, though.
When it first broke out and was bad, I had a change of clothes in the garage. And so I would come home from work, I would change my clothes in the garage before I even went in the house because my SO is immunocompromised.
Yeah.
And so we were
very careful.
Very careful.
Yeah.
So, but now, and I went to the store, and she would clean everything. She wouldn't even go to the store.
Yeah.
And so, and her father is in bad shape, and so I haven't seen her parents in almost a year and a half just because I don't have the vaccine, and it's just because I don't want to, and I also am aware that there's a chance I could do something, so I don't go to their house. I don't talk to them. When I see them, like I was at her sister's house and they came driving up, and I was like, "Ooh!" So I went and got in my car,
yeah,
and waited for them to do their thing and then leave, and then I went back in because I was putting a floor in the bedroom. So yeah, I mean, I'm aware that it is dangerous for some. Yeah. And so I try to take precautions.
Yeah, because we're considerate towards the other people.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be panicky.
No.
Okay, now my wife, she is a housekeeper for, the major hospital, Harborview Hospital. Okay.
Up in Seattle?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
this is a good job.
Yeah, so she was really paranoid about all of it.
She ain't rich?
And she was really worried about going into the COVID rooms.
Right. Well, yeah, because...
Yeah, and so she would go ahead and, getting on the bus or riding the train and coming back, she was always so paranoid. And so when she would get home, she would go straight from the door, she'd take her shoes off outside, straight through the door, into the bathroom, get in the shower, and she would go ahead.
Yeah, change clothes and everything, yeah. And then wash those clothes. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And now for the last, she's in a uniform, so she just throws those in a bag and takes them,
back to work or whatever they do. Okay.
But but nowadays she'll go ahead and she'll just do her thing, and then she'll take a shower there, and then she'll go ahead and she'll ride the train on back home, and she doesn't bother with another shower. She washes her face and her hands, but that's about it.
Yeah, because that's what's exposed.
Well, it's just because that's the way she is. But,
yeah.
But I haven't seen in face to face anyway, seen my wife's family for 10 years. I haven't seen. I think because that's how long it's been since I've been to China.
Yeah, but I mean they live in Graham, so
yeah. But to be honest with you, I have never met my father-in-law face to face. My mother-in-law, I met her on, the day before our marriage ceremony. We were already married, but our ceremony. We were married on Wednesday officially, and the ceremony was on that Friday.
Okay.
But so I met her on Thursday, and then briefly, and then Friday she was at the ceremony, and then Saturday I took her down to the bus stop, and she did not like me, not at all, and when I gave her the luck money on the, on Thursday she just frowned at me, Friday when we had the ceremony. The only time she ever smiled at me was when I handed her the envelope with the luck money in it. Then she smiled. And then Saturday when I put her on the bus, I grabbed her bag and was going to carry it on over and everything. She just grabbed it from me like, and just off, and it's like, whoa, okay, well, nice to see you too, But after being married to her daughter for a while and everything, now she smiles at me all the time over online, and her my father-in-law, he's always smiled at me, but he wasn't there at the wedding, but it's funny the way that works,
Just be careful.
Yeah.
Be cautious. Be considerate.
Yeah.
And if you did that with every facet of your life, we might be happier as a human race. Might.
Good point. And that's a good place to stop right there.
Oh.
Although I was really hoping for a joke. Yeah.
My life is a joke. Okay. Want to see it?
That'll work. Anyhow, that's about all the time we got today.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We didn't want to scare you.
But we do want to give our shout outs. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Mark McCormick, the host of Clockwork Junkie and the White Knuckle podcast.
Okay.
Okay. He's in Ireland. Very nice guy. Check him out sometime. Anyhow, you'll see him a lot on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see. We also want to give a shout out to the Wolf and the Shepherd from Texas. Okay. Their podcast, of course, is actually on Rubber Chicken Radio on Mondays and Thursdays. Okay. At 1 o'clock. And then the NWCZ Radio, we want to give a shout out to Trevor.
Yes.
And then, of course, there's your podcast, which is on
NWCZ
Radio.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, Vegetable Soup. Check it out. I talk to myself a lot.
Yeah, well, but the fun part is you can actually hear the other voices.
Yeah.
So
what was that? Oh,
yeah.
You'll get a minute. You'll get a minute.
Yeah, you ought to see him on camera too, because he's sitting there going, "I said stop that." Yeah. But anyhow,
you talking to me?
Please feel free to go ahead and give us a shout out. Send us an email, Gary or Veg at rubberchickenradio.com, or suggestions of something you want us to say or talk about.
Yep.
Changes you want us to make or whatever. Suggestions at rubberchickenradio.com.
Hit us
very
up.
Simple.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
We love you. Thank you.